So I decided that I wanted to put together a video of the process that I am having going through my breakup from December. We were together for uh, 11 years and 5 months, if I'm remembering correctly. It might be 4 months. But it's been really hard, and yesterday was the day we would have made 12 years, and I just think that maybe it would be helpful for other people to kind of see what it's like to be in this process and to show, I suppose, some kind of solidarity or understanding of, I don't know. I feel kind of stupid, but I just want to, I guess, share this moment so that people don't feel so alone. And, I've been thinking a lot, of course. I'm trying to heal. And right now, you can't see it very well, but the room I'm in right now is what was Caleb's bedroom when he moved to this house. And at one point, I basically moved in with him. We spent the first night overnight together in this house and in this room. And it definitely makes me really sad. But I'm grateful for the fact that I have those memories. And I already can hear people being like, why the hell are you in his old room? I'm actually still friends with his sisters. I'm fortunate enough to be able to use this room. I groom dogs, so I use this on occasion to help out one of my dogs that it lives too far away, and I am unable to come to her house because I'm a mobile dog groomer. And so, about once a month I come here and, excuse me, it's definitely hard, a reminder of those memories. But it's kind of funny. I used to think this room was so big, and I'm in it now, and it's like nothing. It's teeny tiny. And somehow we had stuffed everything into one room. We were saving to get our first apartment together, and he set up my computer for me over here and everything. And I guess, kind of reminds me, that he did give me a lot of time and patience, and he gave me his place and gave me part of that. And I definitely regret it now, in the sense of like, I shouldn't have taken that space from him, because that is just another sign of like boundaries. And for sure, like, I didn't learn how to properly set those, and I never really learned how to properly follow them. And I think maybe it sounds kind of weird, but I think that was like kind of a huge issue between the two of us, and I feel terrible. I look back at everything, I'm reflecting and I'm learning. I just wish that I had learned that people need their own space and their own time and their own agency. And I spent, I think, a lot of time thinking that I needed him to be with me 24/7. But that was my own bad relationship with boundaries to myself. I didn't know or learn how to be alone sometimes. And I hope, I'm moving towards getting better. It just is taking what feels like forever. Oh God. Crying is disgusting. But yeah, rambling aside, this is just a kind of like candid view of what I've been going through. And I want everyone to know that you're not alone. That heartbreak happens. And that the things that are your worst fears might come true. And like I used to write that I had no idea how I'd be alive without him. But I'm here still. Every day I'm learning. So, enjoy a candid look into my healing. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. So today is gonna be a really rough day for me. I look crazy. I literally just woke up and you can tell that I was crying a lot last night because of how absolutely puffy my eyes look. But today would have been the day that my ex and I would have made 12 years, and I'm sure you can kind of guess how fucked up I feel right now. I'm gonna just like absolutely out of it. But I kind of wanted to share what was going on with me today, just kind of as a way to show other people like it's okay to be feeling this way. I was gonna try and get up early, but of course, that didn't really happen because I stayed up until accidentally 4 a.m. because Caleb and I used to write a lot of letters back and forth, and I felt like part of the mourning process and the, in a really weird way, like respectful process was to finally take all of the letters, put them in sheet protectors, and put them in order back and forth because they originally were separated. And of course, just intense sobbing for a large part of it. And so I woke up pretty late, and I'm really tired still. I will say something that I did notice once I was towards the end, because technically I'm pretty much done. I
have a few pages that, like, I can't actually figure out where they go, and I just don't really feel like going through and rereading them, because I briefly read some of them, and I feel like I used to focus a lot on, because, preface, these letters used to be a really hard thing for me. Like, I would obsess over them because they were a gesture of, like, really romantic gesture, and I felt like that only lasted for... I really don't like how short the stories can be. Like, I'm trying to talk and it keeps cutting me off, but basically what I was saying is that, I had a lot of mental breakdowns because after almost a year, it was a little less than a year, it was probably like 11 months or 10 months, it used to be really consistent, and all of the letters were writing about, how much we loved each other, how much we missed each other, and all of the thoughts that we had about each other. And it is really unfortunate because when I look at the letters now, I do feel the pangs of sadness from them. But I also notice now, after looking at them again, and not just looking at the beginning, but looking at them as a whole, which is kind of crazy because I think that in the throes of all my episodes, all my depressive episodes, and several OCD episodes, whatever, is that when I broke it down and I was reading them, it wasn't just about us telling each other all these romantic things. It was a genuine way for us to communicate with each other and to talk about our days, and just be friends who communicate. And I feel like I really maybe I took all of that for granted. I know now that I think what I miss the most about, and apologies, I might start crying, but I want to be as candid as possible, because again, if someone else is going through this, I want you to see that, like, you're not alone, and that it's okay to be hurting. But I feel like I really took for granted the friendship and how close we were, and I took all of that and only took the romantic things out of it, and it's really hard to look back on and realize that, like, I really should have valued more of what we had. And I just was so obsessed with the way that what being in a relationship was supposed to be like, what a romantic relationship was supposed to be like. And, society, media teaches us so many things, and I think that I lost sight on the fact that, like, a relationship was never built on, like, romantic principles. They were a gift, a creation off of the fact that we were truly best friends. And I don't know how to reconcile, in some ways, the fact that, a lot of issues that we had not to say it as a simplification, but were a lot of expectations that we put on each other. And, like, these letters were written by 2 16-year-olds who were experiencing a love so deep for the first time, but we were 16, so how were we supposed to know what it's like to have a real relationship, how to have a healthy relationship? We were going based off of what I don't know. I feel like I'm just gonna keep going on about, the same thing right there, but, I also read it from the beginning to the end, and, I think that I used to only read the beginning, and that was why I was so obsessed with them, why I felt like I needed to keep getting letters, why I wanted desperately for Caleb to be more romantic and for him to write me more letters. But when I started reading them and I got to the end, I saw the progression of, I can't really speak a lot on his stuff because I want to be respectful, but I was reading the letters that I had, and towards the end, I was really suffering through a lot of emotional stuff and a lot of undiagnosed, unmedicated mental illnesses and disabilities. And I decided, instead of taking from all of these things today the stuff from the romantic side of everything, is I want to look at the fact that, one, I have an archive of what I was thinking and what I was feeling in high school and what was happening to me. And I can see how those mental conditions really affected me as a person, and how hard it is to be a person who is undiagnosed and unmedicated, because I really needed somebody to see what was happening to me. I needed somebody to tell me it was okay and that I'm not, I'm not crazy. These things were real to me. And, there's a point where, I wouldn't even say that I had depression. I just said that I was gloomy and melancholic, and that I was just sad for a little while, especially because when I was super religious in high school, I feel like there was a lot of people who would just tell me, oh, it's not that bad, when you say you're depressed, that's when it's bad. That's when it's a problem. And I didn't want to admit to myself that there was a problem. I just wanted to be a normal person. I needed recognition. I can't think of the word right now. And accommodations for my disabilities. Because my life could have started and become a more healthy quality of life if anything could have changed, because, I read through the letters, and I'm putting a lot of that onto Caleb, because he loves me, and I know that he still does, even if we never get back together, which he has said that he does not want to make any more promises, so he doesn't want to give me any hope, but he did say that, he'll always love me. But, I put him through a lot of stuff, and, he did too, to me, it's just a lot of, and I think that was a large strain, too, on our relationship, is that I was expecting him to fix me. I was expecting his love to change me, and that's just really naive, and Oh my god, has my nose ring been this bad the whole time? Oh my god. The struggles of having a septum piercing. But, like I was saying, I want to focus on the fact, instead of focusing on his letters, I want to focus on the fact that, like, I see the little girl that was there. And I see how much suffering she has. And I want to give her the focus today, the recognition to say, it's okay. It's okay to be the way that you are. So the plan is for today, I want to document this, especially because, like I said, I want this to be candid. I want this to be people seeing that, like, it's okay, you know? But, you know, I have a plan today. I'm gonna take a shower and feed the cats and take my medications because my cats are losing their fucking mind. And then I'm going to get dressed in one of my prettiest favorite coordinates because that's what makes me happy. And obviously fix his hair a little bit because, oh my god. And then I'm going to drive to Hattiesburg, Mississippi because Demetri Martin, one of my favorite comedians, is performing. And I think that that will give me a good day for today. Today is going to be a day of mourning. But I think it's also a day for me to give myself some time and patience. Because I deserve that. I have gotten to a point in my life where I am beginning change. And I am recognizing all the issues that I had. And I don't want to feel as bad as I used to feel. I mean, obviously I can't control everything, but I'm beginning that healing era, and I've been beginning this healing era for several months now. And, you know, I'm medicated, I'm going to therapy, I'm taking care of myself, and granted, life sucks. This world is fucking awful. But all it takes is the first step, and today is another. Alright, so I went ahead today and I did a bunch of really nice stuff for myself. I actually, like, showered, I shaved, I exfoliated my skin, and I did a full, like, skincare routine with a mask and everything. And I feel really good, you know, being able to take care of myself in that way. And I'm wearing today one of my favorite Lolita dresses because I figured if I'm going to give myself a good day, I want to wear what I feel most comfortable in and what I love, and that is Lolita. So I'm actually, you know, I just filled up on gas and I'm going to go ahead and start my way to Hattiesburg. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I'm going to see Demetri Martin. And I really am so glad that I incidentally was able to just come across the fact that he had a show going on, because I went to Mystery Skulls. One of my friends had a friend who canceled and they still had a ticket, so I got to go. So I was researching it and I just happened to look at, like, shows nearby, and even though Mississippi is not Louisiana, it popped up in the comedy section that Demetri Martin was coming to Mississippi, and I knew as soon as I saw the date that it was something that I needed to do, because I need something to kind of just, like, you know, celebrate the fact that, you know, today is probably one of the hardest days that I've had in a very long time, but I'm getting through it. I'm doing it. And as much as I'm mourning today, I'm celebrating that I made it, and I did that. And I also wanted to say that, you know, I'm proud of the fact that even though we didn't make it to 12 years, even through all of the hardships, even through my undiagnosed mental illness,
even though we were just teenagers when we started this, 11 years and 5 months was still an amazing thing. We both supported each other as best we could, and while we were not both emotionally equipped to handle that, I am proud to say that, like, we did our best. And as much as everything hurts, I don't regret a single second of it. I've lived through so many experiences, and he showed me that even though he may not have had romantic gestures, even though it was really, really, really rocky, we did the best that we could. And through that, there was always love. And I still love Caleb. And I will always love Caleb. And I genuinely believe that I will never love anyone like I love him. And I don't want to. But I think that's a big thing that people keep telling me is like, oh, I have to remain open. But I know what I know. And right now, I don't believe in romantic love, especially the way that it is. But I believe in platonic love. And I believe that my love now should be focused on my friends, on my family, on the new people I'm bringing into my life. And it is very important to say that. Caleb and I are not on speaking terms right now. We have talked about, started talking again after the summer's over, because he truly is my best friend. And in the end of everything before he moved out, I was not a good friend. And I did a lot of things. And, in our relationship, he also did a lot of things. And I'm still working through that. And he has a lot of work to work through too. But, I truly believe that we were meant to be in each other's life, at least in some way. And I hope that I can prove myself again to show him that genuinely what was most important to me was our friendship, and that he was the first best friend I ever had. And I don't even know if he will see this, and he has no responsibility or need to see this. But Caleb, if you are watching, I do genuinely now realize that you did love me. And even though it felt like you didn't, because of a lot of my OCD relationship themes, I know now that through everything and everything you did, that it was with love. And it was because you were my greatest friend. And I hope that even if we don't talk again, even if I don't see you again, that you will be able to heal and have a wonderful life, because you deserve to be happy. And I truly believe that. I love you, Caleb. No matter what. Oh my goodness, my nose ring is fucked up again. And there was one other thing I wanted to say, which is that I genuinely know now I don't want to ever be in the relationship I was in. I value so much of those memories and so much of the lessons that I have learned. But if I were to ever get into a relationship again, which I can't lie and say that, I wouldn't 100% get back into a relationship, I want it to be healthy and happy and respectful. I want it to be a good relationship, because we both deserve to be happy. We both deserve to be respected. And if we ever were to be in a relationship again, I want it to be good and healthy. And I don't want what we had. I don't want to go back to how it was in the beginning. I recognize now that I was
stuck on wanting to be fulfilled in a way that no one but myself could have done. And it's hard to recognize that, because I think that's something I never recognized. All I could think about is how much I wanted things to go back to the way it was when we first fell in love, when we wrote letters to each other about how much we love each other. I recognize now that what was most important is that you are my soulmate, but that doesn't have to necessarily mean romance. The things I miss the most are not kissing, it's not endless words of love and, what stereotypically is romance. What I miss most is hugging you, and most of all, holding your hand. And it's the thing that I think about the most. I remember the first time that we held hands, and it was magical. And I do miss that a lot. But it's the present now, and I'm going to look towards the future. But separating myself from all of that, I appreciate anyone who is watching this, and I know it's probably super fucking weird and it's very strange, but I really wanted to share my journey with this because I know there are other people out here who are going through something so similar, going through the fact that what has always been their worst fear of somebody leaving them that loved them, that you can still continue on, that you can still make it. In the letters I wrote, I remember writing over and over again, I don't know how I will survive without you. I don't know how I could live without you, that I would rather die than be without you. But I've learned something. I can't just live for someone else. I have to live for myself. And I will live for myself. And you will too. You deserve the best for yourself. You deserve to love yourself. And your value is not based in what other people think about you. Every day that you live, every step forward that you take, you are proving to yourself that you are the strongest person, and that's what matters most. So just remind yourself that it hurts, and that means that you're human, but that you are going to take the steps so that hurt becomes something better for yourself. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and go. I am, again, taking care of myself. I don't want anyone to worry. In fact, this is probably the strongest I've felt in a very long time. And I'm glad that I have taken this time to support myself and to show up for myself. So I'm gonna reward myself by listening to, I haven't decided if it's my favorite music or a podcast, or I may just listen to Bob's Burgers because, of course, that's my comfort show, and it's kind of crazy because I can't just listen to it. I already know what's happening. Just hearing the voices make me feel so much more loved and comforted. But I'll kind of update you guys more, especially because I'll probably still have stuff to say. But wish me luck. I can't wait. So I made it, and I'm just doing my makeup here because I knew I was going to be crying earlier. And, I was thinking, I was listening to music the whole time, but I was thinking, a lot of what I wrote about was honestly really mean to myself, and it really sucks because, there were a lot of like legitimate things that were important to address and to recognize, but I wasn't recognizing what I was doing right, and I wasn't understanding how to resolve the issues that I felt like I was having. And that sucks because it's like, you know, that looks super intense. Gotta highlight everything I can. It sucks because, like, I wish I could tell my older self, like, you know, you're okay, you know? Not that you're okay, but, like, that there is help that you can get. It's just wasn't something that I was able to get at the time. And that really sucks because, you know, I really deserved to have that help and I never got it. But I'm getting it now, and that's what's really important. And I want people to know is like medication, stuff like that, therapy, those things are important. And even if you didn't get them in the times that you think you needed them the most, you still need them, and they are available to you. Well, in this healthcare system, not really, but you know what I mean. I believe, you know that, you know, you're not alone, and it's okay to ask for help, because sometimes that's all we need. It's just a little bit of help. I don't know how good this looks because it's really gloomy. Kind of sucks because, like, one of Caleb and I's favorite things was the rain, and a lot of the memories that we had were when it was raining, and so there is always this kind of, sorry, give me a sec. Come on. My liner never wants to fucking work for me. There are just so many good memories, and it sucks because every time it rains, I think of him. And I mean, I guess that's not like the worst thing ever, but it's hard to really, you know, begin to heal, I guess. I don't know if that made a huge difference, but I don't want to put too much on because my lids are so hooded. Ugh. Here's a look at what it's like to be Emily and trying to do her freaking makeup and fucking it up already. And good enough. Fuck. I hate how it continues to be like I'm just off center. It just kind of sucks because there's like I basically grew up with Caleb, so there are just so many memories that I have that are kind of there all the time. And I do really hope that we can make more memories because I loved all those memories. And, you know, this is absolutely not going as planned. Oh, I hate that. I hate that feeling so much. I'm sure there are better ways to fucking do this, but oh, that it went in the wrong direction. All right. Good. That's about all I wanted to do, you know, just a little something. I don't really wear mascara. As you can tell, I also don't wear foundation or concealer, and for me, I just want people to see kind of like what the natural look is of me, because faces are faces, just like bodies are bodies, And we don't need to have unreal expectations, right? I am beautiful just the way I am, and makeup is just an enhancement of what is already beautiful about me, and I hope you know that. You don't need to change every part of your body to be whatever the standard is. See, that's all it takes, just a little bit of curling. Granted, is it gonna stay this way? We'll see. But it doesn't really matter because it makes me feel pretty. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling. I just want people to know, like, you're not alone. I always feel like, and I read a lot in my letters to myself, like, damn, I felt so alone all the time. And I shouldn't have, because I just needed to find and meet people who were like me. Well, granted, that was really fucking hard. But I found Caleb, and you know, that was a sign that, like, I was in the right direction. But I was pretending to be somebody that I wasn't, which, you know, kind of was for my safety. But shit like this takes so long. Especially because I gotta eat before I go, because I haven't eaten anything but goldfish today. Not on purpose, just like wasn't, you know, feeling super good. I don't love the way this is laying, but it is what it is. I guess what I'm trying to say just is I hope today you're getting through it. And I hope whoever sees this knows, like, you can change. Your life is hard, right? My life's hard too. And this world sucks. Like, absolutely fucking awful. But you don't have to be alone in that. We have the internet. Or you can find people who are like-minded and that can love you, even if it's all the way across the world, even if it's states away. You don't have to just rely on the people that are right in front of you, because ultimately, like, everyone's different, and not everybody is gonna like everyone. So I am going to go ahead and get ready to go, but, you know, thank you for everyone who's following along. I'm feeling pretty good. 2-hour drive, super long, but look how cute my freaking hair is. I love doing this, where I just make the little, you know, poof buns, but it's almost like Chibi-Usa or something. But, I'm gonna go. I'll update everybody. Bye. So, just finished up, and it was a lot of fun. I will say, you know, something that always makes me kind of sad is just that a lot of what I do on a day-to-day basis, I do think about how much I wish that I could share it with Caleb. So there's kind of like I don't want to say like a sourness, but I definitely wish he could have been here. I wish that he could be in my life right now. But I did this by myself. I drove out here. My dress was too big for the seats. I feel bad for the people sitting next to me, but yeah, I had a good time, although I'm exhausted. So 2-hour drive back, and I'll probably eat when I get back home.